I love great conversations. Hi, my name is Angel Jones. Thank you for joining me on 12-Minute Convos, where I help you create a brand of your own unique real self. Listen in as I have conversations with amazing people from all over the world. Good night, Liberty Forrest. How are you doing on this wonderful, beautiful night?
Very well, thank you. And how about you? How are you?
I am as excellent as can be. Great pleasure to connect with you. What part of the world are you in right now?
At the moment, I am in Calgary at the west part of Canada, although I'm homesick and missing England and wishing I were there.
Definitely, it's not the cold you're missing, right?
Oh, it's much worse here. Right now, it's actually all right here, but we get to the minus 40s here. But in England, -3 is a horrific winter day.
Wow.
So yeah.
Oh,
I miss the climate in England. It's actually quite beautiful.
Well, we do have in my email draft inbox saved their Caribbean sunshine. So if you need me to send that, I can always send that your way.
Oh, yes, whether I'm here or in England, I could always do with a bit of that. Thank you very much.
You are welcome. Liberty, do tell us which of your talents is responsible for us connecting at this time.
Well, I'm not absolutely certain which one. I suppose if I were to say all at once, it would be just generally my creativity, but more specifically, probably my writing. That's the thing that I love the most.
So who did you learn the skill of writing from?
I didn't. It's just a natural thing that I was doing it when I was little and then sort of grew up and got away from it for a while, but there was always this pull to doing it again. And so it's taken a couple of decades to take the leap of faith and say, right, I'm just going to write. So that's what I do.
That's intriguing. What's the most recent writing you've done?
I'm just in the process of completing the fourth book in a series. Well, the first is more of just a prelude, and then there's books 1, 2, and 3 of a paranormal thriller saga series.
Ooh, paranormal family saga, yeah? Ooh.
Thriller series. Yes.
All right. So where did the paranormal family saga, is that another set of your fiction books as well?
Well, no, it's basically it's the same thing, really. It's
Okay.
just these are whichever thing you want to call them, it's sort of the same thing.
All right. Well, you definitely are the creator, so you'll know best.
Yes.
Oh, that's great. Well, why will you continue to repeat the skill of writing? You've gone through the waves of not doing it and doing it, and now you're doing it. Why will you continue?
I have to do it. Whether anybody ever reads another word that I've written, whether I ever publish any more books, which of course I will. I've done a bunch. I'll keep doing that. But even if I didn't, I have to write. I've been known to say that to me, writing is more important than food or breath. So I think my body disagrees, but that's how I feel.
Yeah, I think my body disagrees too when I say that about having conversations. But it's funny. It lives on, right?
It really does. But I can't tell you how many times I've had people when I've lived with someone, I've had to have somebody come and put food in front of me when I'm writing because it'll be hours and I don't notice I've not eaten.
Yeah, the food helps though, doesn't it?
Yeah, yes, it does. You sort of wonder, why do I feel a little ill?
Yeah.
Oh, it's like 8 hours since I ate.
Yeah.
Get away from the computer and get some food.
Yeah, my wife is a major part of my success because, she brings food for me while I'm having conversations, and it definitely feels better when you eat, I must say. Who would have thought, right? While you're doing it, it feels like, no, I can't stop. Ooh, it's too much fun. But
It really is. And of course, you've done 20-something, you said today. So yeah, you would definitely need someone to put food in front of your face.
Yeah, it definitely helps. It definitely helps. Well, do tell us one other thing, Liberty, you've done consistently over the last 3 years, please.
Just become more focused on the fact that I absolutely had to make writing central to my life. And it's not about the writing. It's more about becoming more who I know I'm meant to be and really pursuing my passion. I've sort of become more of who I believe I'm meant to be, and I don't really give a rat's ass what anybody thinks about who I am. And I sort of think that's how we should live. Do what you really love and be who you're meant to be. And I guess that's the thing that's been really a priority for me in the last few years, is just stepping away from what other people thought I should be doing or could be doing, and having ideas thrown at me all the time. Oh, why don't you teach this or do that? Or you could have this workshop or write about that or whatever. Nope, I need to just do what I really love and follow my heart. That's the expression of our spirit, right? Your creativity is an expression of your spirituality. It's who you are. It's the essence of your soul.
I love that. Write that down somewhere.
Thank you. I did a couple of talks on it this year, actually, so speaking engagements on that topic. And a lot of people think they're not creative, but creativity comes in all forms. Like even what you're doing, people might not see as creative, but it really is. Or even being someone who's good at ideas or brainstorming or being organized. There are lots of ways to be creative, but that's the essence of who we are. And that's become really, really important to me in the past few years.
How does it make you feel?
I don't even know if there's a word for it, really. Just a deep sense of peace. Happiness doesn't really cut it. That's not quite right. Just settled, I suppose. That doesn't sound very exciting, but just complete. That's not even right. I don't know if there's really a way to describe it. It just feels like the right thing to be doing.
At peace.
Yeah, peace. Absolutely peaceful. Yeah.
Why would you suggest to someone out there that's listening that they listen to that inner voice that's calling them to act on their passion?
Oh, they have to do it. You have to do it. So many people just choke on doing things they feel like they have to do, they should do, and they don't take time to do the things they really love and want to do, or they can't figure out a way that they could make a living at it. I mean, it's wonderful if you can make a living at doing what you love. But even if you can't do that, just making room for it in your life. But so many people, I can't tell you how many times, for example, people have said to me when they hear I play piano, for example, and they'll say, oh, I wish I could play. And I'll say, well, take lessons. Oh, I'm too old for that. Well, have you got a pulse? If you've got a pulse, you can still learn. You can still take up a hobby or learn or, bring it back into your life, whatever the thing is that you used to do or have never done. There's never a reason to say no unless you're not drawing breath anymore.
Love it. Where's the best place for someone to connect with you, Liberty?
Best place? Pretty much anywhere online. Do a Google search and you'll find my websites and Facebook and Twitter and LinkedIn and everywhere.
Love it. Well, Liberty, let's switch gears for a moment now and let me invite you into my time machine that is surrounded with beautiful, warm, blue Caribbean water. Liberty, what is your earliest childhood memory?
Oh, well, it's absolutely not surrounded in anything so beautiful. Earliest memories are of being in a very abusive environment. But the first one I can remember that was funny, I'll share that one. I was probably about 5. And my brother and I had some silly putty, and we were pressing it down onto a colored comic strip on a little coffee table in the living room that had glass on the top. And as we're pressing, all of a sudden the glass shattered. We thought we were going to be dead. Fortunately, we were not. But that, for some reason, is the first thing I can remember other than earlier very unpleasant things. Yeah. Every time I see colored comics, I still remember being so fascinated with silly putty and then that horrible moment when the glass cracked. Oh, dear God, we're dead.
How do you see that memory connecting to who you are today?
Oh, gosh. I don't know that it does particularly. Well, actually, I guess I was just thinking about how there's always been a sense of worrying about being in trouble or worrying about upsetting people, and that probably comes from all the rest of what was going on when I was young. And as I've got older, I've learned more about not worrying so much about that, but it is still there. It's and I mean, in situations where it's not appropriate to feel like that, right? Of course, we don't like to go around upsetting people, but just silly situations where it really is inappropriate to feel like that, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. Can I offer an interpretation to the thought picture you created in my mind?
Oh, please.
Well, I do love, as you said, I think it was fascinating just to listen to how you connected that in those few seconds, right? You were going to pass over it, and I'm guessing it's the first time you've really looked a bit deeper. But just to add to what you're saying again, it's fascinating to me, just to sum up what you said basically, that in your creativity, there is the shattering of what was, and to see the effects of it, definitely in terms of how you relate, definitely is up to you, right?
Mm.
Definitely what you've done has shattered glass with people all around you, right? Like, why are you doing that? You shouldn't do that. There's so much you can do, which is the shattering of the glass. But to see you go on and make the decision that you're not going to be affected by those, which will remain constant, but to see that you decided that you will remain constant doing the thing of creativity, and as well allow other people to learn how to, is pretty fascinating to me.
Wow, that was really amazing. Very insightful. Thank you for that. And I think there's a lot of wisdom in what you said too. And yeah, I've definitely lived a life that's been well outside the box. Done all sorts of things that, I mean, I suppose on the one hand, I could say I wish I hadn't done, but on the other hand, I know that they all had a place in my life and a purpose. And if they didn't, then I found a meaning, if you know what I mean. So, but yeah, definitely I've not lived a life that's kind of the usual path. And I did definitely break some glass.
Love it. Well, Liberty, if we fast forward to when you were 12, what was your favorite song?
Well, I wasn't really listening to the radio then, although I had been playing keyboards since I was about 4 years old. So, but that's not really the same. When I was 13, though, no, that's when I got a little, dating myself, transistor radio, a little red one, and I couldn't have just one favorite song. I love music so much, but there were just so many wonderful songs. I can't even. Oh, Sly and the Family Stone. What's that one? Family Affair.
There we
That
go.
one popped into my head. I
Yeah.
remember that one from that year. And Lobo. I love you too much to. What's that one? Don't expect me to be your friend. That's what it's called. Um, I don't know. Love the Partridge Family.
They just keep popping up. Wow, you're having fun here. Definitely.
Bee Gees, gotta love the Bee Gees, and loved A Three Dog Night. I mean, I can't even pick a favorite artist. Never mind a song.
There we go. Well, my friend, we've arrived at our destination now. But before we get off of this time machine, there's a small declaration form. So it's yes or no, possibly a bit more. We're going to move pretty quickly here. Are you ready, Liberty?
I'm ready.
Liberty, have you chosen someone to pass on your skills to?
No,
Are you
I mean,
married?
no.
Do you have children?
Yes,
Do you believe in God?
I certainly do.
Do you have an inner circle of friends?
Very small one, yes.
Do you watch TV for more than 3 hours a day?
God forbid. No, I don't.
What about 3 hours a week?
Yeah, 3 hours a week. Probably a few more than 3 hours a week.
What about screen time, the phone and the computer? Is it more than 8 or less than 8 hours a day?
I use the phone as a phone, but I'm at the computer a lot because of my writing. So yeah, way more than 10 hours a day, 8, 10, 12, sometimes more, which is not good.
Liberty, if you had to share with us your own unique real statement, a statement that represents Liberty Forrest, what would you say that is?
Well, I don't know how unique it is to me, but the first thing that pops into my head is believe you can and don't let anybody tell you you can't.
Even if it means breaking some glass.
Oh, especially if it means breaking some glass, because then you know it really matters.
I love it. Liberty, this has been a great pleasure. Before you leave, is there anything else you'd like to share with our amazing audience?
I just want to thank you very much for this wonderful opportunity and this beautiful project that you're doing. And I cannot believe the list of people that you've been interviewing. And it's going to take some time to go through them all, but God bless you for having done this. It's just a beautiful thing to share hope in the world. So thank you on behalf of everyone who's going to hear these, the results of your hard efforts, your hard work and effort. beautiful.
I appreciate that. You know, in doing what you're doing, sometimes you seek confirmation to, am I in the right place? What I found pretty fascinating, just to give you confirmation as to if you are in the right place, is that the person right before you actually shared her earliest childhood memory as being with a transistor radio. Pretty amazing, right?
Yep.
Oh, there we go. Well, Liberty, again, great pleasure. Thank you for being on what is inspired by 12-minute Convos with Angel Jones.
That was my pleasure. Thank you.
Thank you for being on 12-minute Convos with Angel Jones. Stay tuned for more from our advertisers.
Diabetes is a mountain pandemic. It's a disease that's not acute but chronic. Similar to this rhyming method, I have simplified the definition, the signs and symptoms, and the complications of diabetes for both adults and children in my books, Poems for Patients, A Focus on Diabetes, and The ABCs of Diabetes for Children. These books are available on Amazon.com, and for more information, you can visit my website, poemsbyaj.com. That's poemsbyaj.com.